I'm live. Sorry for that very excited reaction to coming live. We were having some very mysterious, spooky connection issues. Slow and steady wins the race, everybody. We are going to chat up the Jared Dines Shred collab coming up, which is incredible. If I'm lagging at all, definitely let me know and I'll go over some questions again. But let's talk about it. You landed a spot on the roster, so woo!
Yes, amazing.
That is insane. Tell me about the guitar.
So as far as the guitar, I'll use this one for the Shred collab. So it's my, Kiesel Ari 6-string. It's one of my favorites. It plays great. And that's the one I chose, from all my collection. It sounds better for what I choose to play. So yeah, that's the one, Kiesel Aris.
Very cool. What kind of pickups are on that? Or like, is it a 3-way switch, 5-way?
So yeah, it's like a 3-way toggle switch, 2 humbuckers, which both of them are the lithium pickups from Kiesel. They're very modern, metal sounding. So that's what I opted for the Shred collab.
Probably the best thing to choose, right? For a nice shreddy collab. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Very cool.
Absolutely.
As far as writing your solo goes, what was your process for writing it? And what plugins or rigs did you use to record it?
So I used my XFX3 to record my sound and all that. And I went for something a little bit more Eastern. So you guys are going to see that as a surprise. But the only thing I can say, it's a little bit more Eastern, some Phrygian dominant scales and all that crazy stuff and some melodic stuff. So it's going to be tasty.
Yes, I love Phrygian. That's going to be cool. And this is just a little bonus question here. I did hear from a few other players that Jared Dines, he sent different backing track sections to everybody, or he just let you make your own section, which I think is brilliant.
Yeah.
It gives people the option to even create their own backing track portion, which is really insane. So did you do that, or did you like pick one of his things?
So I try to jam, to many of the tracks that Jared shared with me. I opted out, I chose, the more Eastern one. I just wanted to sound a little bit different than usual. So I decided to go with one of his backing tracks. So easy as that.
Nice. Yeah, definitely very stoked that you chose the Eastern vibes. And I like that there's a variety of vibes that are going
to be definitely so many players. Yeah.
Gonna be crazy, so definitely check out that collab coming out on Christmas. I believe, right?
If I am not wrong, it's gonna be on Christmas, so pretty soon.
So what can listeners expect from you after the Jared Dines collab is released? Are there any band projects coming up, or are you just a solo guy? Like,
there are some projects I'm working on, and one is a surprise with one friend of mine. He's going to be on the collab. Some people might know already, but I'm going to work on some great music with some friends. And of course, more videos, more stuff with my content, more lessons, stuff like that,
Cool. So keeping busy. But I like that you're keeping the collabs going, with other people.
I love them,
on the video. That's really cool. I love that this community of guitarists there's a lot of friendships involved. Everybody lifts each other up for the most part. I know there can be like some drama here and there, but for the most part, it's a very supportive community, and
it is.
That's what I love to see.
Okay.
So, what record do you have on repeat right now, and are there any musicians or bands that you're drawing inspiration from when it comes to writing your solos and stuff like that?
Yeah, definitely. I've been into some specific musicians lately. The latest album from David Maxim Misits is amazing. Latest music from Pliny is amazing as well. I'm also pumped for my buddy Marcus Sfogli. He just finished his latest album as well. So I'm so eager listening to that. So, these are the kind of like guitarists I've been into mostly lately, I would say. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, we actually have a question from Black Widow.
All right.
I'm saying her name right. They go, what is your go-to guitar usually? I saw another comment above that says, this is the first time I've seen a Kiesel, and Stel Andre fan. So
Yeah.
what's your
So
go-to?
Depends the video that I'm shooting. So like if I want to just try to add something a little bit more vintage, I will go with my pink Kiesel Delos, which is my Stratocaster. It sounds very unique. You can see it in my videos. And whenever I try something a little bit more modern, usually I get this one. You know, it sounds great. It feels very comfortable. So these are the two main instruments I think I use the most.
Cool. I love the Stratocasters.
Yeah.
Those are just, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Not a lefty. This is just because my camera flipped.
Right.
I have the Strat Fender.
That's
Fender
a nice one.
I just got
It's an amazing.
any Strat, whether it's Kiesel, Fender, they're great. They definitely have a very, very unique sound.
Exactly.
And yeah, the same user here says, do you ever mess with jazz masters at all?
He means like if I'm listening to these guys or what?
Yeah, like do you like jazz master guitars?
Oh,
do you
guitar shapes. So I mean, they're not really my style, I would say, not yet. I was thinking of maybe trying some of the Kiesel line, but not yet. I'm very into the modern stuff a little bit more. And as far as the classics, I'm into more like into Strats and Telecasters. Like, yeah.
Gotcha.
And I'm not a jazz player, you know. Like I don't jazz that much.
Yeah. So Nicholas 78 GBG says, Ibanez compared to Kiesel, is there a big difference between?
It is. I would say it is. You know, that's a very classical question. Most people try to compare guitars with Ibanez, usually because of the neck. Because on the Ibanez guitars, the neck is like super thin and, you know, it's kind of like a trademark in the market. So I would say Kiesel is different. I would say it's a little bit more compact, if that makes sense. Neck is just a tiny bit, like a little bit more thick, but not too much. But the sound is also different. Like Kiesel sounds a little bit more fat sounding. So like, you know, Ibanez guitars are very like thin sounding to my ears because they're like very lead, you know, instruments. So I find Kiesel a little bit more all around. Yeah.
Gotcha. It's got that like well-rounded sound.
That's what I feel. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still yet to play a Kiesel in my lifetime, but I've heard
nothing
but great things. Nothing but great things.
Yeah.
What about amps? What about amps? Like, what's your favorite amp right now? Are you an amp dude? Are you a gear? So
like I'm using the XFX 3. I mean, I don't have an endorsement, but the guys here in Europe, they send me the XFX 3. Kind of like an endorsement, I would say, but it's not exactly. Anyway, so that's what I'm using. And as far as the amplifiers in my XFX 3, usually I'm choosing Vox or Friedman or Mesa Boogie. You know, these are like the amplifier styles I mainly use. And the one that I'm using the most is the Vox. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so lots of snazzy amps there. If anybody is looking for a rig, you
Absolutely.
got right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and thank you so much for like contributing to this chat, you guys, too. I did forget to mention this, but if anybody has fan questions, definitely just put them in the questions tab, or you can comment them out below, and we will definitely see them. Some snazzy chats, people from all around, for sure. So I forget if I asked you this too, so apologize if I did, but how do you like your action setup on your?
Well, it's very low, and it's funny because sometimes I get my guitars to my technician, right? And he gets the action like super low with all the correct math. Yeah. And usually I sometimes tend to go adjust the strings even lower, which is wrong, but you know, can't help it. I really like very low action. I don't really like to put a lot of effort when I'm playing. So yeah, I'm pretty low. Like, I don't know if you guys can see, like, check how like it's ridiculously low. Like, it's almost so it's like touching the neck. I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah, I mean, hey, to each their own. I personally like low action too. Yeah. Some dudes like high action. I mean, but who wants to put that much pressure on your fingers?
Exactly. You know? Right.
Let it blinky and, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just kind of like going off of my brain right now. Are there any, because you collabing with a few people from the Jaredine Shred collab. Is there anybody on that collaboration that you maybe want to shout out that are friends of yours,
Yeah.
or anybody solo that you're especially excited to see?
Definitely. I mean, Oni Hassan, he's one of my very, very good friends. He's an amazing player. Shout out to Oni Hassan. He's a very kind guy as well. And I need to shout out that as well, because, you know, that's a very important trait in modern musicians. And sometimes you don't get to see that, right? So having the character and the playing skills, that's a lethal combo.
Yeah, Oni is great. And I believe he's actually coming on for an interview a little bit down the line after the collab. It's
awesome.
Crazy, but
yeah,
definitely going to interview him. Oh, we got love from India coming in. What's good? Hello. Do you have a strap preference? Like, you know, just a strap?
Not really. I mean, whatever feels comfortable. Plus, you know, given the fact that I mainly teach guitar and then do online videos, YouTube videos, I don't really use straps because I don't really play that much lives and stuff like that. So, you know, whatever feels comfortable, I'm going to use it. But most of the times I'm just, you know, sitting with the guitar in my laps and just shooting videos. And, you know, that's the thing I like to do.
Right on. Yeah, got to get that social media content out.
Awesome.
Got to keep pushing out. We see
Absolutely.
that there's from Pano, see good drummer. I'm butchering these names. I apologize. He goes, Oni and Stel bromance. We got a bromance.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, somebody wants you for president. Johnny wants you for president. And,
all right. I'll consider. I'll consider that, man.
President, you know, have little guitar ballots people can sign. I don't get to play without a strap. Matt W. Music says. I mean, yeah, to each their own. Sometimes people that support around their neck to kind of, you know, I guess it depends on the shape of your guitar too, because some guitars to sit with, like the Flying V's, for example.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Can't really sit with one of those, you know.
Exactly. It has to do with that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. V. Kephart asks, do you play any other instruments besides guitar, which is an excellent question.
Well, you know, funny thing is I started playing the piano when I was like 6 years old. I only lasted for 6 months. Mm-hmm. Then I just got bored. I was, I guess, too young to, you know, find the appetite for music at that point. But I think guitar is really what I truly love. And I don't really have the appetite to just spend time to learn something else. I'm so into the electric guitar. So like, that's the only instrument I enjoy playing pretty much.
Oh, and that's so wholesome too, you know.
Yeah.
You found your baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Quite a few guitarists have started out on piano, actually, that I've interviewed. I mean, including myself, which I didn't last long either. I think that, you know, when you have a set of keys in front of you, that's cool, but having actual strings you can like bend and stuff is just a different feeling.
You know what? Like, to me, guitar sounds a little bit more close to the vocal kind of like approach, right? So like the thing I enjoy the most is the ability to sound like a human voice. You know, when you play and you have all that touch and, you know, the sense of human voice. So maybe this is why I enjoy the guitar that much.
Yes, exactly. And I love your description of that. It is like a human, and like violin too, you know, like string, and you
exactly
can apply that vibrato and you can really implement vocal elements.
Exactly.
It's great. You're a singer.
Yeah.
Our solos is quite cool. You can apply your vocal melodies to the strings, which is dope. Yeah, so let's see. I was going to ask you another question on the collab here. Do you have any, you said you're not really much of a live player, so do you have any, like, do you want to play any concerts coming up? Would you play a show in Greece following the collab?
I don't know. I would love to. You know, the real deal for me would be to, you know, end up composing an album that I really enjoy writing. And that's a process that takes some time for me. But, you know, when I feel the time is right, I'll do it. And then I would definitely love to form a band and try to play live music, because, you know, that's what it's all about, you know, creating something and then going out there and performing, you know. And I would love to just try that aspect of music music as well.
Yeah, dude. And I always say never rush art.
Yeah.
So, you know, future, that's great. But if your heart is at composing and writing right now, that's also epic. And I hear from the comments that you're also a great teacher. We have a lot of comments about listening and picking up some tips. So hello to everybody tuning in. That's so awesome. So maybe you guys will get a live show from Stel one day. Very,
not?
very cool. So, if there's any other fan questions, definitely let me know. I think I got one more question for Stel here, though. What is like your dream artist to write for or to collaborate with in the studio? As far as like, doesn't have to be a guitarist.
Yeah. I think, you know, there are so many artists I enjoy listening and imagining myself playing in, and actually I'm practicing guitar on their music. There are so many coming to my mind. I don't know if I'm allowed to say more than one because it's so difficult to say one.
Yeah.
But
no, definitely.
But like I would like, I think if I just had to pick one, that would be the Midnight, right?
Cool.
So that's like a synthwave band, and you know it's so melodic, and there's a lot of room for guitar solos. You know, my melodic guitar solo specifically. I would love to just join this kind of bands and play. But also, you know, other players like Valera Stepanov, you know, more jazz fusion players. I would love to be part of that. But also, you know, there's a lot of gent scene out there, which I also enjoy a lot. And I would just love to maybe do something with that. I don't know. Who knows?
The possibilities are endless, especially after this collab.
I know.
You know, you're going to meet so many new friends, and it's going to be great. And I love that you're into the stuff because that shit is cool.
Yeah.
I love solo over synthwave and modern stuff. It just has such great energy. It gives me like rave vibes, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. If somebody said Midnight is really underrated, so they are agreeing with you there. Oh, they said the Midnight, Johnny says the Midnight must collab or even higher Stel. That'd be cool.
I know.
Shout out to the universe. Might happen. Oh, another question. Any influence from Santana or Satriani?
Well, Santana a little bit, but way more Satriani, because I've listened to a lot of Joe Satriani when I was younger. You know, the melodic lines, how he combines the pentatonics, but in a very melodic way in his playing. That definitely caught my attention when I was younger. And he was the guitarist to kind of pull me in the melodic playing style, right? So I would say John Petrucci and Joe Satriani would be the first two that I would listen and go like, oh, that's very nice, very melodic. So yeah, definitely some Satriani. Yeah.
And those are two kings right up there. Those are two
Absolutely.
kings. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
So I believe we are going to take one more question. We got a good one here. Says, does Marty Friedman and Vinnie Moore, have they had an impact on you? The first time I heard their first album, it blew me away. Those are two great artists right there too. I have with him.
I love them. I really like them. You know, Friedman has a very unique technique, right? Very unique technique of playing. Very good players. I'm not really into these kind of shred players. I mean, when I was younger, the shred players, the main two shred players I would listen would be John Petrucci and Yngwie Malmsteen.
Mm-hmm.
These would be the two for me. So anything that has to do with melody and shred, that would be for me. And like nowadays, I would say Andy James. That's my kind of shred, you know, thing that I like to listen to. So yeah, that's what I think.
All fantastic artists. Well, thank you so much for coming on and chatting with me today too.
Thank you so much, Cait. Thank you so much as well.
It was great to meet you. Sorry that we had a ghost literally haunting by getting there. That was a bit strange, but glad that we got to talk.
Yeah, my pleasure.
You want to come on and promote your stuff, I'm always here to help 100%.
Awesome.
Rock on.
Same here.
Cool. So have a snazzy day to you guys too.
Awesome.
See you.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye.